This month, March 2021, is the 10th anniversary of the Nintendo 3DS. I think it is the best system Nintendo ever made, so I am celebrating it with this video. We're going to look at announcement videos, pre-release events, and all 6 versions of the hardware. Before we start, there is actually a 3D version of this video viewable in the browser of new 3DS models or in VR headsets. Please find the link in the description for that version. To start, let's have Mr. Iwata introduce it for us from E3 2010.
Everyone, this is Nintendo 3DS. I can't wait for you to try this. As you can see, it has 2 screens, and the upper screen has 3.5-inch widescreen display. And yes, it will show you full 3D graphics without a need for special glasses.
Without the need for special glasses is the key message for all the early marketing for the 3DS. Remember back to 2011 when 3D was getting a big push in cinemas and home entertainment. Let's have Kaz Hirai explain it from the Sony 2010 E3 show.
It's great to be back here on stage at E3 again. Always a pleasure seeing everybody. Wanted to speak a little bit about 3D today. So PlayStation's heritage and legacy has always been centered on 2 tenets that we have that the whole family can enjoy. First, it's about all innovation, and then second, it's all about content. And in the next year, PlayStation will take both its innovation as well as its content to a completely new level. And from the camera to all the way to the living room, Sony is the undisputed leader in 3D. We're the only company that provides an end-to-end ecosystem of that 3D experience. Sony innovation drove the whole industry to Blu-ray, and what PlayStation did for Blu-ray, we're now ready to do it for 3D as well. A decade from now, when we look back at this year, 2010, it will most likely be remembered as the year that PlayStation brought authentic 3D to the industry, creating new experiences for gamers and families, and new business lines for retailers, and of course, our publishing partners. It's a whole other dimension for PS3 and for the industry.
It is now 10 years since that event, and I don't think many people would agree with that. However, I am using a 10-year-old Sony 3D camera to record the 3D version of this video. Unfortunately, as hard as they tried, 3D eventually flopped, possibly for many reasons, but Reggie knows the main issue.
At CES this year, we started hearing a lot about 3D in your living room. And of course, an initial investment there is going to run into the thousands. And then there's the fact that there's nothing to watch yet or play on big screen 3D. But maybe, most of all, it's the glasses. You know, man, those glasses. And make no mistake, that kind of fashion-forward statement doesn't come cheap. Don't be surprised to pay a hefty amount of money for those glasses, and that's for every person in the room. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Well, no one but Nintendo. In fact, we think there's a better way, a solution that lets you take 3D along with you wherever you go, with ample game content available the first day on the market. And maybe, best of all, no glasses.
But for now, let's continue believing that 3D will be a big success. There is a good reason for having 3D in games, besides it just looking nice. Here is Mr. Iwata again, explaining why.
What you'll notice is that when 3D effects are added to gaming, the surprise it can offer is not limited to the characters themselves. In addition, there is a much better sense of the height, width, and the depth in your gaming worlds. And therefore, you have much better ability to navigate them. For example, in Kid Icarus, you can more easily judge the distance between yourself and the floating object.
Now let's take a look at some of the other new features introduced with the 3DS.
We've installed what we call the slide pad, designed for analog input. We've also integrated both a motion sensor and a gyro sensor. I'm really hopeful that, just as with Nintendo DS and Wii, a number of new game ideas will be born to take advantage of these new control mechanisms.
Did you notice they called it the slide pad instead of the circle pad, and it is blue instead of grey? Next we'll have a look at the cameras.
Nintendo 3DS has a camera too. But look here, there's not one but two camera lenses on the outside. What this means is you can also take photos and view them in 3D. Nintendo 3DS is a mass-market device that lets you take and enjoy 3D digital pictures.
Here are a few sample photos I took with my 3DS. Eventually they added the ability to record videos too, but they are very low quality. After showing all the new features, they wanted everyone to see it for themselves, so they brought out the models with the demo units.
Unfortunately, there is no way to adequately represent the Nintendo 3DS experience on stage. So we decided to try and communicate it a very different way. Let's see how this works.
Konnichiwa.
Yes! Here we go! Well, that sure felt real to me.
We're going to let all of you here in the Nokia Theater travel to that third dimension right here and right now. And that kind of travel probably calls for a tour guide. So we want to take this opportunity to introduce you to the people who will accompany you, both at the show floor all week and right here in the Nokia Theater today.
Then on the 6th of January 2011, Nintendo Japan hosted the first pre-release event called Nintendo World 2011. They even live-streamed some of the event, showing videos like this one of people's first impression of the system.
ペットのやつやろ
ニンテンドックス
ってことは 3D やから
餌もガチであげれるやん
まず僕が先にやっていっていいんですか僕がちょっと開きますよお先に失礼しますいいな
何
うわこれめちゃめちゃ綺麗やん
何どんな感じ
うわすごいすごいすごい
The event got a lot of global gaming media coverage. First, a video from Aussie-Nintendo, which I visited at the time but has since shut down.
Hello Aussie-Nintendo, we are currently at Nintendo World 2011. As you can see, it's pretty packed. It's been pretty awesome so far. Lines have been ranging from like 60 minutes to up to 2 hours to get a hands-on with the 3DS. We've managed to go around and play a few games, which has been great so far. We're going to make sure that we cover almost every game by the end of the conference on the 10th. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get too much footage of the 3DS itself because it's not allowed, but we still have plenty of pictures and we're going to have a lot of write-ups and in detailed previews.
And this video from Nintendo World Report.
Hey everyone, this is James C. and I'm here at Nintendo World 2011. This is the first time that Nintendo had this kind of public event in Japan for a long, long time. It's very exciting, lots of people here, and I just can't wait to get my hands on the system.
Then on the 8th of February 2011, Nintendo Australia held a launch event to announce our release date and price.
Hello, my name is Maud Garrett and tonight is the Australian launch of the Nintendo 3DS. This is the first time that people in Australia will be able to test out what it's like gaming in 3D on a handheld console without the need of special glasses. Let's take a look.
Nintendo 3DS will be released on March 31 and the price is $349.95.
Nice.
Both colours, Cosmos Black and the Aqua Blue.
Glassless 3D is the way to go
I didn't think they'd be that clear. I didn't think I'd have the ability to zoom in and out of the 3D.
I'm seeing a dragon coming out of the table. So what I've discovered from tonight is that really people are super excited about the Nintendo 3DS. But it's just one of those things that you really do have to see to believe. So good news for you, Nintendo 3DS is touring Australia, so you can get your hands on a console and test it out for yourself. For more information about all those details, make sure you keep in tune with the Nintendo website. That's it from me, see you later.
I was able to attend an event in Perth a few weeks later on the 26th of February. I got a short video there too. At that event, I played some of the demos for games like Ocarina of Time 3D, Steel Diver, the AR games, and some others I can't quite remember. At that event, I also got this booklet which has details about the system and games, which is this booklet here. So I'll just shift Mr. Iwata out of the way. It's got some stuff in it. So the big thing with the 3DS was, of course, 3D without glasses. It's got just general information about the system. The Mii Maker and AR games, and download software from the internet, which at launch the eShop didn't even exist. That wasn't released until E3 that year. And then some stuff about the games. But that's about it for that book. Should probably blow out that candle now. Then came launch day, the 31st of March. The 3DS was the first system I ever bought on launch day. I was very excited for it. I went to EB Games early and waited for them to open. A few other people were waiting there too. I got it along with Lego Star Wars and Street Fighter 4 3D. So this was actually really good. And at the time I thought I kind of liked Street Fighter, but I didn't end up really playing it very much. But now we can have a look at the actual system. So here's the first model 3DS. Very, very good. One thing I really like about this one, which was only this version had, was the little extendable stylus. And I just overall really like the design of this one, how it's got the 3 colors and it kind of gets thicker, and then the top has this faded look. I always really liked this one. I don't think many other people liked it though. And some other things is these buttons down here were always a little bit awkward to press because it's under a bit of plastic. And there's the 3D light there, which none of the other systems had that. Yeah, I always loved the original 3DS. And then I forgot I had this until I was looking in the box to make this video, but there was this promotional thing EB were doing. Must have used whatever voucher that was in there. And what else? A bunch of promotional details about the launch. Had a very big box because there was a lot of stuff included. Like, take a look at this, it's got the charging cradle, which the 3DS just sat in there like that. You can plug a charger in the back. And there were the AR cards, of course, which every 3DS, even the later ones, came with a set of AR cards. At first, the 3DS seemed to be selling very well. Nintendo America said, US Day 1 sales numbers for Nintendo 3DS were the highest of any handheld system in our history. But that did not last for long. On the 28th of July, Nintendo Australia announced a $100 price drop from $350 to $250. Nintendo America dropped theirs from $250 to $170. In an attempt to not upset everyone who already bought a system, they announced the 3DS Ambassador Program. This meant that anyone with a 3DS who connects to the eShop before the price drop on the 12th of August will be registered to receive 10 free NES games and 10 free Game Boy Advance games. A few months later in September, Nintendo America said 3DS sales were up 260% following the price drop. By mid-December, all the Ambassador games were released, plus a special Ambassador Certificate app, which the music is currently playing now. The list of the games are, first with the NES, Super Mario Bros., Donkey Kong Jr., Balloon Fight, Ice Climber, The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, NES Open Tournament Golf, Wrecking Crew, Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, and Yoshi. Then the Game Boy Advance games, F-Zero Maximum Velocity, Yoshi's Island, Zelda Minish Cap, Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario vs Donkey Kong, WarioWare Mega Micro Games, Metroid Fusion, and Wario Land 4. At the start, Nintendo said those advanced games would only ever be available on 3DS to ambassadors. Many people doubted this, but 10 years later I can say they kept their promise. One issue with the 3DS is it only had one circle pad. Capcom wanted to fix this, so they worked with Nintendo to make the Circle Pad Pro. It released at the same time as Resident Evil Revelations in February 2012. I never bought one of these, but a friend was able to send me over this to use for this video. It's the Circle Pad Pro. You can see it's got an extra circle pad, a ZL button, ZR button and an R button, and to use it, nothing physically connects to it. It's got like a little IR sender there, which lines up with the IR receiver on the 3DS, and you just sit it in and it works. So games like Resident Evil Revelations and some other games I can't really think of at the moment used the extra circle pad. I never really needed one, so I never got one. On the 22nd of June there was a Nintendo Direct which brought big news.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Nintendo of Europe warehouse out in the countryside of Germany. But today we have a very special delivery to Europe, and I wanted to be here to take a look. But please see for yourself. The upper screen is 4.88 inches, which is 90% larger than the current 3D screen.
At the time I wasn't convinced I wanted an XL, so I didn't buy one at launch, but I did buy it a few days later after seeing the one my brother bought. So I'll have a look at the XL now. Again, the box is pretty big. They changed the design a bit simpler. 90% bigger screens, of course. And I got the grey one. Screens are definitely very much bigger. And they changed a few things, like they made these normal buttons down the bottom. The stylus is now on the side and not extendable and kind of thicker. Apart from that, it's basically a 3DS, just bigger. A CirclePad Pro for the XL was also produced. Thanks again to my friend for sending them over. So the CirclePad Pro is much bigger. They also changed the design a little bit, so it's a bit more shaped on the back with these bits. Makes it a bit nicer to hold. I haven't really played anything on these, so I'm not sure what they actually like to play with, but I'm sure it'd be better than nothing. Set that in there. Makes it very big to hold, but it's pretty comfortable, really. Then in August 2013 we got another announcement.
Introducing the newest member of the Nintendo 3DS family. Meet Nintendo 2DS. A handheld gaming system from Nintendo like you've never seen before. Nintendo 2DS is the perfect place to jump in on all the fun that Nintendo handheld gaming has to offer. It plays all Nintendo 3DS games in 2D and is backward compatible with a library of more than 2,000 Nintendo DS games. 2DS brings the fun to you wherever you go. Nintendo 2DS.
The biggest surprise with this was the removal of 3D. By this time, Nintendo saw that 3D wasn't as popular as they expected. Plus, they were aiming the 2DS at kids, which they recommended not to use 3D if too young. I didn't originally buy one for myself, but I did get one sometime later for my nephew. I bought this one last year for the collection, which I've got here. So as you can see, it's not folding, and it's just kind of wedge shaped. It's got the buttons at the top. It's pretty good. It's still got the two cameras on the back, but it doesn't support 3D anymore, obviously. I have used it a bit. It's pretty comfortable to hold. Just feels strangely long. Everything else is basically the same functionality, except because you can't fold it, there's like the little sleep switch here, and there's the stylus on the side here. I think that's almost exactly the same as the XL. And then maybe it wasn't for the launch system, but basically every 2DS had a game pre-installed. Most of them had Mario Kart 7. I think there were some Pokemon ones, maybe others as well that I don't really know about, but basically every 2DS I saw had Mario Kart 7 on it. Then at the end of August 2014, Japan announced the new Nintendo 3DS. A few weeks later we got the first and only Australia-specific Nintendo Direct.
Hello everyone, I'm Tom from Nintendo Australia. Welcome to the first Nintendo Direct from Australia. Today, we have some special news for our fans and we are very pleased to deliver to you directly. Today, we are introducing two new members to the Nintendo 3DS family. Please take a look. Both of these consoles will be released in Australia and New Zealand on the 21st of November this year. This will be the first launch outside of Japan, as there are no plans to release the system in the America and Europe this year. New Nintendo 3DS will have a suggested retail price of $219.95 Australian dollars. New Nintendo 3DS XL will have a suggested retail price of $249.95 Australian dollars.
I was very happy with the new features, so I bought this one at launch. One big new feature is the C-Stick and extra buttons, so the Circle Pad Pro is no longer needed. It's got the little stick there. I always loved the 3D on the 3DS, so I was very happy with the improved Super Stable 3D because it uses the camera on the top for tracking. The extra performance is added for faster loading, a better web browser, and the option for exclusive games. Not many retail new 3DS games were produced, but I did buy and play Xenoblade 3D. And I also have Fire Emblem Warriors, which I bought, but I played the Switch version. So that's Xenoblade and Fire Emblem. One little thing interesting to note is the new 3DS exclusive have a different banner on the top. It's got black and up the top instead of white and on the side. And I would say this is probably the nicest bit of hardware Nintendo's ever made, just how nice it looks, and especially with the wooden brown faceplates. Made all sorts of different colors, but I got this one and I think it's pretty easily the best one. At the end of August 2016, we got this video from Reggie.
Hi Nintendo fans, Reggie here. I'm here to introduce an out-of-this-world look for the new Nintendo 3DS XL. This is the new Galaxy-style new Nintendo 3DS XL system. It has all the same great features you know and love. This is my favorite now, and I wanted to make sure everyone could get their hands on one as soon as possible. We're shipping these beauties today, so you should be able to find them in your local stores starting this week. The new Galaxy-style new Nintendo 3DS XL is available at a suggested retail price of $199.99. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some work to do.
It was only released in North America, so I imported one last year, which is this one. Starting to run out of space here with all the 3DSs. It's purple and it's got this space design on the front. It looks really, really nice, I think. It's kind of shiny. The back is just kind of plain purple, very dark. The inside, instead of black, is also a dark purple, which you can kind of see. And then it's almost exactly the same size as the old XL, just a few mil bigger in some dimensions. And then of course it's also got the new added features of the super stable 3D and a circle pad and extra buttons, but I just wanted to import this one from America because it looks so nice, and I also wanted a US 3DS for different reasons. Then in May 2017 we got this video from Nintendo Australia.
Welcome to the first video for Nintendo Australia and New Zealand to introduce our newest product. But how about what it looks like? New Nintendo 2DS XL has the same size of extra large screen as the new Nintendo 3DS XL and packs the same power, but it feels lighter. However, the lightness doesn't stop it feeling really solid to hold. The colour design looks great too. This is the black and turquoise colour combination. You've got the beautiful turquoise buttons and on the back as well. The lid has these cool ridges and the beautiful ring of colour around it too. Feels really nice in hand. Welcome, Yoshimura-san, Managing Director of Nintendo Australia and New Zealand. And you have the white and orange version.
Yes, that's right, Kirsty. Aussie and New Zealand fans will be able to choose from two colors when new Nintendo 2DS XL launches. There are also many new titles to be excited about, including Hey, Pikmin, Miitopia, and Ever Oasis.
And one more thing to be excited about. When can Aussies and New Zealanders get new Nintendo 2DS XL?
We will be launching first in the world on June 15th for $199.95.
First in the world, with a huge library of experiences waiting for you and an amazing finish.
We can't wait to share new Nintendo 2DS XL with you.
At PAX Oz 2017, I actually met Kirsty from that video. They had a few new 2DS XL units set up as demos. By that time, 6 years after the 3DS launched, it was clear that 3D was no longer a selling point. I didn't buy one originally because I liked the new 3DS so much. I bought this one last year when EB reduced the price to clear out stock. Oh, I forgot to look at the box for this one. Got the new Galaxy style. They didn't include a charger for this one, so the box is really small. But yeah, that's that. Then the new 2DS. In the video that Nintendo made, not sure if it's really showing up in this video, but there's this really nice texture on the top, and it looks nice with the orange border around there. But the main difference is they really slimmed it down. So when you compare it to the 3DS XL, this one has got much smaller bezels. And of course it's only got a 2D screen, but the screen on it is really, really nice looking. So it's also got the extra stick and extra buttons, which are coloured. Nice orange buttons. One kind of strange thing is they put this flap over the card slot and the speakers are now down here. I bought this but never really used it, so I'm not sure what it's like to play on, but it definitely looks nice. And then the box, because it's a 2DS, again has Mario Kart pre-installed, plays in 2D. I think this one, yeah, they did include an AC adapter in this version. But yeah, fairly normal box again. Then in September 2020, Nintendo stopped production of the 3DS family of systems. It ended up selling 75.94 million units from launch in 2011 to the end of 2020. That brings us to the end of our look at the 3DS life cycle. I hope you have enjoyed watching it as much as I did making it.